So today would have been Dr. Pops's 80th birthday, and anyone who saw the videos that we did, he would always talk about his debits and credits for the pearly gates, and we'd also talk about with every debit, he would move closer to that talk with the assisted living, and I was keeping track. We were keeping track, and we thought like 80 would be the time to have the talk based on what I'm about to present to you. If you'll indulge me, he left before 80, and I need to get this out. I'm grieving, so no judging. All right. So just pretend I'm calling Dr. Pops. Pops, what's up, man? Yeah, big A to O, you made it. Congratulations. Yeah, the family we sat at that circular table, and we had a talk. And the talk was about the assisted living thing. Now we weren't going to be greedy and say we'd have you for until you were 100, but we thought 90 might be realistic. Um, but we also decided that for each debit that talk was going to come a year earlier. So we tossed around all the ideas, and it looks like we had that expedite and figured we'd do it on your 80th birthday. So with that said, man, yeah, here are the debits as the family and friends saw fit. Um, there's no negotiations with that. I'm going to start with Mad. Mad gave you a debit, and I'm going to read these because I don't want to get them wrong. Mad gave you a debit for taking her son to see me play at Penn State without her permission. Some people would call that kidnapping, especially all those good folks at the Thermont buffet when the blonde-haired, blue-eyed munchkin rolled in with all those black dudes. Now, Uncle Pat, PhD, the smartest man in the family, contrary to what you believe about yourself. He weighed in your debits and renting him to Bill Bailey when he was 15 years old because Bill didn't have any brothers. It is bad behavior, and in proper society, it's called human trafficking. So that's a debit. Cousin Trev, the last time I saw him, he asked that I give you a debit for taking his brand new kicks and giving them to a kid in Stonegate who he thought needed them more than you did because you had he had a loose relationship with the truth. Yeah. And Rochelle asked me to give you a debit because the first time you met Hutch, um, her beloved husband, Hutch, you were getting on him about the RC Cola. Went in his fridge and said, I'm a high class Negro who only drinks Pepsi. And that's no way to start a friendship, a lifelong friendship. So that's a debit. Now, Troy, you abandoned our mother when he was 4, leaving him naked to the world. Now, some people would say it was mutually agreed upon separation, but let's not get caught up in parsing words when it comes to our beloved mother. The boy didn't even get married till he was 48, and I truly believe that he must have some compromising pictures of Nikki to get her to agree to him for life. And then along those lines, Troy gave you another debit um, because when he took mom's rare coins, you made him return all of his Christmas fishing gear to the retailers to shame him for stealing and to give the money back to mom. So that's a debit. We don't care about life lessons about stealing. Debit. You embarrassed the boy. Now, Chris, the list was kind of too long for Sarge, the debit list, but I'm sure you won't be surprised that making him stay in the house from February to April um, doing math problems is a debit. I mean, who among us didn't get a math problem wrong or two? And then Sarge, our guy who put his life on the line for this country, He's going to be honorably discharged. He needs some new gear, sends it to the house. And you decide you're going to wear it to your NBA class at Central Florida. Debit. All right. Now, my first debit, of course, is you making me eat an entire plate of liver when it's the most disgusting thing on earth. And you made me eat it next to the toilet because I kept gagging. Totally a debit, child abuse. My other debit, which we've talked about in the video, your firstborn, your favorite son, at death's door at 4 years old because his appendix burst. You let Ed's big ass, 6'4", 230-pound chiseled ass bully me into thinking that he rode my bike around the neighborhood on my deathbed. Total debit. Total debit. Then, Troy had two debits, Chris had two debits. You were always about having a egalitarian relationship with all of us. The three of us wanted to also give you a debit for trolling us for the last 6 years. Putting your children on edge, not knowing when a random photo was going to show up, just kept us on edge 24/7, and that's no way to treat your children and for your children to live their life. Now I'm going to finish with Toby. Now her list was long too. It was too long. We would have had to have this talk probably 30 years ago. And you probably think her debit was something about falling on the floor in the middle of Giant because she wouldn't make a decision about dinner, or going back into the house when you could feel Toby was uncomfortable with you wearing sweats to your boss's hoity-toity party. Now, pulling back into the driveway was the right move. You were almost there, but then coming out wearing nothing different other than a tie around your neck, that's not love, my friend. And you also may think Toby's debit was killing Christmas not once, but twice. The first time, cajoling us into taking money instead of presents, hurting Toby's feelings. And the second time was that ugly letter you sent to your children back in the late 90s sometimes when we were already past Christmas, but you just needed to, treat us like, we were stepchildren. So that's not it either, though. You may even think that, I'm going to say ball humbug to that too, by the way. Now, it wasn't even hiding her ginger snaps for 3 years in the oven because you seemed to think that she would never look in that oven. And me being an advocate for Toby, I just think that was totally false and just bad circumstances. All right. So Toby wanted me to deliver this debit. And I know this is going to be hard on your ego, but it was essentially those 38 years of those crappy meals. I mean, she was just being nice, if we must be honest. There's no arguing with this. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is Toby. She said that your little thing wasn't working anymore, so she don't even need you in the house. I mean, she didn't even put up a fight. I know you're gonna love your new home. You'll get to play as much Scrabble as you want with all those gray hairs that were whooping up on your ass. Let's see. I'm gonna give you some more good news. I am going to find some woman with relaxed standards to bear a son and continue the Allen name. Now, I think it will be just family bliss that you and your new grandson, will be pooping your diapers at the same time. The only difference being we will change his. And now you already agreed that we can spin you around in your wheelchair until you threw up because you will have deserved it. And so that's not elder abuse. That's consent. I'll be sending this agreement out to you to sign and send back to, there's going to be copies for all of us involved. So it's legally binding. And again, happy 80th birthday to you, my friend.